Okay, here we are at Hood Billy Holler, folks, and we are going to change the controller on the Aostirmotor S07B 750 watt e-bike. Okay, the only two tools you'll need to change this controller down here. This battery has to come off. I've already unlocked it. Put it away. Alright. I always say I'm going to use a snub nose screwdriver when I do the video, and I never get to the snub nose screwdriver. Phillips screwdriver is going to be necessary. Zip ties. I have the bike facing the wrong way to show you this fully. Alright. This is your motor and controller cord is down here. There are arrows on it. You need to make sure they're right. But in order to take this controller off, you have to unplug this. This plug is tight. There's a zip tie right here. I've already disconnected it. Another zip tie here. There's little holes for the zip ties to go in, little brackets for the cord to sit in. I have some leftover tape from a different. Okay. Next thing is the 4 screws in the battery holder, battery case. This is where the snub nose would come in handy, but you can get at it with a full-size screwdriver. There are 4 screws. Try not to drop them. Okay, when they're loose, you can put your tools down, take them out with your fingers so you don't drop your screws. Now on your battery holster here, there are 4 washers on these screws. Mine are actually caught in there. They hold the placement of where you need this to be sitting on mine. I'm assuming they're like this on every S07B. Probably every model. This is not the first time I've taken this off, and they're still there. But watch yours. Make sure you don't lose these little washers. I'm sure they're necessary. Okay, now that's still going to be attached in here. Your 4 screws. The controller itself has a screw here at the top and a screw in between all these wires, which is kind of a pain to get at. Keep your screws close to your stuff so you know where everything is. If you have a dish, great. I didn't have one with me today. We recently moved Hood Billy Haven to here, and all my tools and such are not here. This also has a washer. The bottom side on mine does not. Okay. Remember, top one has the washer, bottom one does not. That is my S07B. I'm pretty certain it's going to be all of them. Now, the hardest part of this job is getting these wires back where they go. Now remember, so far, we have unplugged the motor cord, disconnected 2 zip ties. You do need small zip ties, folks. You might be able to fit a slightly larger size than this one in there, but I doubt it. Small zip ties. Screws. Disconnected the motor one. Now, there's a hole under here. You can't see through here, but there's a hole under here. And all these cords are bunched up in here. I'll go grab the old controller, which I should have done. Okay, now here's your controller. This would be the one. Goes right here. This is the arrow. This part has the same arrow. When you plug them back in, there are small pins in here that you cannot bend. These other ones are just self-explanatory. Once you get them all out, they all have to go back in the same way. Again, the hardest part, which I don't want to do, is getting these cords back up in here. You have a little slack right here to play with. So I'm just going to show you. This is a pain. You can wiggle them out for the most part fairly easily. Fairly easily, not super easy. Alright, now I'm not going to pull the last one out. In fact, yeah, it's going to be these 2 cords are still up in there. I'm leaving them up in there. It's like I'm telling you, this is the hardest part. Well, you know what? I am just going to take it out so I can show you guys the rest of that. There it is. Still hanging up somewhere, I'm not sure where. got it up in there good, folks. There we go. Alright. Now, I have went and taped all mine together, but as you can possibly see, get through the street here. Alright. Now, on here, your smallest cord, the little orange one, goes to the sensor on the other side of your pedal here. It's a little teardrop shaped thing. This is where your discs or your magnets are. As you pedal, this tells your controller to kick in. Okay? This is not rocket science for the most part. Positive, negative. This one goes to your controller. Which, I mean your digital controller, your control panel up here. So now, back to where we were. And here's the 4 screw holes I'm talking about. Mine have these washers in here. They don't come out on mine. I mean, I could probably pry them out, but that's probably not a good idea. And now, back to stuffing wires back up in here. You saw how hard it was to get them out. Remember? Top side gets the washer. My cables are up in there good. So let's get this bad boy set, right? That's what I'm talking about. And folks, I'm not a good teacher here at the Woodbilly Haven, but if you need your bike worked on, I'm good at that. And if you buy an Aostirmotor from me, or a Joystar for that matter, you are fully covered. My bike needs a washing. Snug this up pretty good, folks. You don't want it loose. This one, like I said, it's kind of a pain to get at because you got cords all in the way. And again, get it tight, making sure not to hurt your cords any. Then your 4 screws up here. And as you do this, make sure you get this wire tucked in pretty good. And how convenient and nice is this bike, folks? 47 years old. I dumped it twice during testing in the winter. about quality. It's a good bike. It's an e-bike. It's a bike, period. Every bike I've ever had took maintenance of sorts. So far, I've done very little. Definitely watch the videos on my website to see what I really put this bike through. When you tighten this, make sure it is tight. Your battery is not a light piece of equipment. And again, snub nose screwdriver right here. Ideal, but obviously not necessary. There you have it, folks, the controller. And again, this is my new controller that's on there. It's tight. Now, all we have left to do, connect our motor back up and zip tie our cable. Now, as you do this, obviously you're going to want to kind of, can't make it stay right now because you don't have the zip ties, but they're there. There's one, like I say, right on the pedal crank. This is what I'm talking about. They're right here. So you're going to want to kind of be in the ballpark. And then, like I say, line up your arrows. This cord is tough. Has to be to stay waterproof and whatnot. Okay. And then, like I said, zip tie. It's easy enough if you just back side and pull it up there. They do have little slightly bigger ones than this on the other ones. I used a pair of snips to take them off. Just don't cut your wire. This one's probably a little bit bigger pain in the butt. I have not done this yet, but I would attempt it from this side. Get your cord in line. Oh, there's two. I apologize, folks. There are two on the back side here. So I broke 3 of them when I did it. The first time. That is the controller changed, folks. I am going to go grab a snips to cut them things, and we are going to turn the bike on. are, folks. Our battery. The Billy Mall logo on it. And I'll line that bad boy up, get it on. I don't have my lock right now. Power it up. Tires on, everything's good there. 807 miles on this here Aostirmotor S07B right now. I'll maybe show that here in a minute. I don't know why I didn't cut this one from over there. Alright, folks. Set this stuff down here. Put her in gear and juice. The Aostirmotor S07B.